It's the most entertaining sport in the world. I'm not surprised. Let's get right into it.
We almost recorded that whole thing without getting it recorded.
Okay. You ready?
You sound great, man.
Tell me when to go.
Let's go. We got 217. Let's do it.
What's up, fight fans, subscriber of the MMA Guys? This is Ray back in Florida, the 407. Behind the camera right now is my main man, Jerry Killen. We're going to get right into the action. We have one of the most stacked cards in recent UFC history. We're going to start from the bottom up. We're going to skip over the preliminary cards, and I'm going to jump right into the first card that's going to be the first fight that's going to be on Fox Sports 1, and that is Randy Brown versus Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall has wins over the likes of possibly the greatest fighter in MMA history, Phil Brooks, also known as CM Punk. But after that, he was actually able to dismantle the young pretty boy phenom, Sage Northcutt, training at a TriStar. Mickey Gall sat on the sidelines. I like what they're doing with him right now. I think that they rushed Sage Northcutt to the forefront, just like they did with Paige Van Zandt, and possibly tarnished what could have been a huge pay-per-view draw. Look for them to place Mickey Gall up against maybe one or two of my guys after this, very similar to the way that they do in boxing, trying to build a name, build value within one of their fighters. Mickey Gall has phenomenal jiu-jitsu. He trains with Ricardo Almeida up there in New Jersey. I know a couple of guys that he trained with. He is a long, athletic, 170 pounds. He's fast. He's 23 years old at best. Look for him to make quick work of Randy Brown. Get on the Mickey Gall train right now because everyone got off the Sage Northcutt train. Right into the next fight that we're going to...
Let's do... What's your prediction? Mickey Gall by...
I like Mickey Gall by choke. Either that or get on top and finish by strikes. If he gets on top, he's going to walk him into a clock choke or an arm in triangle choke. And if he doesn't decide to go that way, I think that he's going to be able, with some vicious ground and pound, to make quick work of Randy Brown. I don't think that the UFC, if they were smart, especially now under the IMG umbrella, would put anyone up against him that could give him a difficult time at this moment. He's 23. Take your time. And I think that the matchmakers are going to be doing that in the future.
I'm going to say Mickey Gall, first round, either TKO or submission.
Right. And if it's a submission, it's not going to be some beautiful transition omoplata. He's going to be on top, strangle him, probably get the guy to give up an arm, more or less a de facto submission when a guy just has nothing left and he says, here, take it, please.
Yeah, he's talking about wanting to show up and striking a little bit too. We might see some of that. All right, so second one.
We have Johny Hendricks, who's actually managed to find a little bit of a resurgence with his newly found dad bod at 185 pounds. The former 170-pound champion actually fighting on the same card as GSP, who we're going to talk about later, also fighting at 185 pounds, is fighting the likes of Paulo Borrachina. Johny Hendricks, very similar to what I just said about Mickey Gall. They've been able to add a little bit of value to his name with recent wins. I believe one of them was over Hector Lombard. Johny Hendricks used to have TNT in both hands with phenomenal wrestling. When USADA came in and cleaned house, I'm not saying that he was using anything, but let's just say that the Johny Hendricks of old does not look similar to the Johny Hendricks of new. However, with everyone else complying to the same standards, I think he has enough power and dominant wrestling to make quick work of Paulo Borrachina, who's a shorter, stockier guy, not going to be able to trade at the range that Johny Hendricks can. And with the jiu-jitsu phenom Paulo, I don't see him having an easy time taking down the likes of a wrestler the caliber of Johny Hendricks. I think Johny Hendricks is going to win. I think it's going to be a decision. I think that it's going to look sloppy, much as it did with the Hector Lombard fight. Johny Hendricks via dominant decision. Right into what I think could be the co-main event on any other pay-per-view card with the likes of Stephen Thompson versus Jorge Masvidal in a fight that I am going to term white bread versus game bread. For those of you that don't know, Jorge Masvidal's nickname is Game Bread, and Stephen Thompson might be the whitest guy on the planet. Jorge Masvidal has found a home at 170 pounds. He has wins over the likes of Donald Cerrone recently, and he looked a little bit out of his league against the likes of Damian Maia. However, he did hang tough. Jorge Masvidal is a kid with slick boxing. He got his start with Kimbo Slice in the backyard fights out of Miami. He likes to fight on the inside. I don't think that that's a great matchup for somebody the likes of Stephen Thompson, who's going to kick from range, from angles. He's going to be spry on his feet. As soon as Jorge Masvidal tries to connect with a cross over the top, look for Thompson with a chamber kick to bring it upstairs and finish it via strikes, possibly in the second round. I like Stephen Thompson by finish. He had a razor-thin decision against Tyron Woodley for the 170-pound championship. And right now what they're looking to do is, with a win over the likes of Jorge Masvidal, we're going to see Stephen Thompson leapfrog back up to the top of the 170-pound weight class, possibly the next title challenger. Stephen Thompson, let's go white bread. Not racist.
Hashtag not racist.
Hashtag not racist. Right, ready?
Yeah. It's going to be Joanna champion?
Joanna Jedrzejczyk.
Jedrzejczyk.
Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Just a beast Thai boxer out of Poland. She has cardio and technique, the likes of no other. The best person I could compare her to is the likes of a Demetrius Johnson, the 125-pound greatest of all time mixed martial arts fighter, in my humble opinion. Again, that's just me. And pronouns have to be PC right now, is fighting the likes of Rose Namajunas. Rose Namajunas, married to the likes of Pat Barry, one of my favorite fighters in all of mixed martial arts. Again, very much the likes of a Joe Benavidez versus a Demetrius Johnson. I don't see anybody overthrowing the likes of Joanna Jedrzejczyk right now. Rose Namajunas is, if it weren't for somebody named Joanna, Rose would probably have the strap around her belt right now. But as long as Joanna stays committed, stays motivated, and continues to train, look for her to make quick work of anyone they put in her way. I like Joanna, and Rose is as tough as they come. I think it's going to be a lopsided 5-round fight. If anything, maybe a TKO stoppage somewhere late in the 4th, early in the 5th. But look for Joanna. Rose is going to start out strong. Joanna's going to bite her time. She's a slow starter, very similar to the likes of a Floyd Mayweather in boxing. She's going to download her patterns. She's going to respond accordingly, and she's going to She's going to implement her game plan at will. And look for her to exploit the holes in the game of Rose Namajunas. Joanna and still. Yeah, no. I just want to get through the fights, and then maybe I'll do a little something at the end.
Okay, cool.
Tell me when we're ready.
We're ready.
The next one, in the words of our friend and yours, the great Joey Diaz, great googly moogly. In the co-main event, we have Cody No Love Garbrandt versus TJ the Snake in the Grass Dillashaw. All right, I got to admit, I was on the Dominic Cruz bandwagon when Cody Garbrandt came up. I thought that the UFC was trying to market a good-looking young guy, and what Cody Garbrandt did to Dominic Cruz was nothing less than spectacular. MMA math hardly works, but if you look at the fight that TJ Dillashaw had versus the likes of Dominic Cruz, it was a razor-thin decision. I had Dominic Cruz, but I wouldn't have been mad if they handed it to TJ. What Cody Garbrandt did to Dominic Cruz, probably one of the 5 greatest mixed martial arts fighters, top 2 under 145 pounds in history for sure. I think that Cody is young, he's hungry, he's got the most power at 135 pounds than anybody else. And with the shots that Dom was able to land on TJ, I don't like TJ's chances if he's going to stand in there in the pocket and try to trade. I look for Cody Garbrandt with a vengeance to finish this fight viciously somewhere toward the end of the 3rd round. I like Cody via strikes because there's no way Cody would win this via submission. That kid is as game as they come. This fight has a little bit of vengeance into it. We try to build a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for, controversy in these fights to make them sell. They don't even have to. This goes back to when TJ Dillashaw left Uriah Faber's team alpha male out in California, went over to the likes of Dwayne Bane Ludwig. Nobody likes, in Portuguese they have a word criante, it means gym hopper. Nobody wants to be a gym hopper. Cody Garbrandt is going to do this for the likes of the California kid and everybody back there at Team Alpha Male. Cody Garbrandt via strikes, end of the 3rd, early 4th, no questions asked.
It's the most entertaining sport in the world. I'm not surprised. Let's get right into it.
All right, in the main event, we have a senior professional golf tour. We have seniors tennis. We do not have an elderly class in mixed martial arts, but if we did, this would be headlining every single fight card that they would put forth. We have George St-Pierre, who hasn't fought, and I want to say it might actually be 4 calendar years. That's when he won the controversial decision versus the previously aforementioned Johnny Hendricks. Are we doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing fine.
Okay. If you saw GSP after that fight, George St-Pierre, he looked like he needed to pack 12 lunches to last 5 rounds with the hard-hitting 170-pound former champion, Johnny Hendricks. Right now, he's fighting in what I would consider to be probably the best cardio and the best technical kickboxing the 185-pound weight class has to offer. If there's a bad matchup for Michael Bisping, it's somebody who can time takedowns and impose top game at will. Michael Bisping has adequate jiu-jitsu, but GSP is methodical, he's technical, he's devout, he's a practitioner of his craft. And if I know anything about George, I don't think there's any way he would take a fight unless he thought that he was ready and he could win. He has a legacy that will not be tarnished. He's going to go down in the Mount Rushmore of mixed martial arts for sure. This fight is for the 185-pound belt. I have an issue with a guy getting an immediate crack at a title when he's never had a fight at that weight class. However, GSP's chin has looked a little suspect at times. Nick Diaz was not really able to find it the same way that Johnny Hendricks was. This fight can go either way, but I have to make a prediction. I'm going to look for GSP to win this via top game control. I think it's going to be a decision. And very much when Tim Kennedy fought George St-Pierre, when Tim Kennedy fought Michael Bisping, Tim Kennedy rode his back for about 2.5, 3 rounds. GSP is going to grind on him. He's going to stay heavy. He's going to impose heavy top pressure from probably half guard side control, because that's the way that George likes to do things. And I think that Michael's going to gas, and that explosive striking that he usually exploits versus inadequate strikers, especially at that weight class, is going to be exposed. So if I had a gun to my head, I got to make a choice. I'm going to go with GSP by decision, not super close. Look for Michael Bisping to have a couple of flashes in there, a couple of aha moments, just like when Conor landed that uppercut on Floyd, but I don't think that Michael's going to be able to capitalize on those. Those are my predictions for UFC 217. I want to thank all you guys, the subscribers, the fans, everyone who tunes in for the Fight Companion. If you guys have anything else that you want to hear me talk about, feel free to just mention it in the comments. If you want to tell me to go fuck myself, that's cool too. I love everybody. Sui, the Jose Rodriguez experience. You guys are why we do this. Shark Teeth and Amanda. Tell that bitch to get in the kitchen and make me a goddamn ham and cheese sandwich. And real quick, we're probably going to do a 2017 year in review, and we're probably going to do an upcoming 2018 to come. So if you guys have anything that you want us to touch on, please just let us know in the comments. We do this for fun. We do this for free. As long as people watch, I'll continue to do it. Thank you for all the comments. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love. For Ray, Rob, Jerry, Jenny, Zach, and just so you guys know, Zach, the tall black fellow that's been on a couple of Fight Companions, just won his second fight. He's 2-0. Third consecutive fight via vicious first-round stoppage. The kid is third by stoppage. The kid is a vicious specimen of an athlete. What he has is God-given. Zach Shelby, if you get a chance, look him up. Hit him up on Twitter. We'll leave a link to his Twitter, his Instagram down below. He's down here in his sunny Orlando, Florida. If you guys want to come out, is he still with Combat Night?
He's with
ACL?
We're all over. Amateur doesn't. You don't sign with amateur. So
either way, we're probably going to try to have him out for the next Fight Companion. He's going to give you guys the likes of when he's going to fight next.
Check out the UFC embedded style thing that is going to be coming out soon.
Right. We actually decided this kid Zach has a high ceiling, so it's pretty cool. We've actually got some footage.
Some footage leading up to his fight.
Yeah. If you ever watch any of those things that Conor does, there's very little on him when he was fighting in Cage Warriors or any of the local promotions back over there in Ireland. So grassroots from the ground up. Zach Shelby at 205 pounds. Look for him to make a splash. If he reels off probably 2 more, is that when you say he'd probably make the look at going pro?
He's got 5 to go pro here in Orlando. He might be fighting in New York as early as December.
He's going to be fighting in my hometown in New York. New York's not ready for the likes of Zach Shelby. Zach Shelby, war, bring it to him. We're your fans. You guys are our fans. For all of us, we love you. We're out. Be good, or be good at it.
I like it. Cool.